Welcome to Pod Applaud, the Monday through Friday podcast that aims to enable your podcast habit. I'm your host, Seb, and today we are going to talk about the podcast Wild Thing. Wild Thing is a journalistic podcast that examines Bigfoot and the infamous cryptids' effect on our society. The show wrapped up in December 2018 and has released a couple bonus episodes since. There are 9 main episodes at about half an hour in length. So, if you are inclined, you could binge this show in a day. I'll share the show's introduction and then give my thoughts on the experience. Believe in Bigfoot? Think it's total BS? Host Laura Krantz spent a year in the woods and in the lab trying to answer that question. What she found might surprise even the staunchest non-believer. This legendary creature represents a mystery that still captures our imaginations, and Sasquatch is as popular now as it's ever been. Part of this is tongue-in-cheek Bigfoot as a hipster accessory. But many people take Sasquatch seriously. Perfectly rational people who swear to its existence. Why does this creature ignite our imagination? Where does that fascination come from? And why does it persist? Our host for this podcast is, as I mentioned before, Laura Krantz, an editor, journalist, and producer with experience in both audio and print. Her work is professional, and the sound quality of this podcast is fantastic. I might critique that she may be flexing her skills a little too hard in the intro to the show. After listening to the whole show, I feel like the statement, "what she found might surprise even the staunchest non-believer," is a tad misleading. I'm not the type to go around ruining everyone else's good fun, but to be frank, there is not really anything in this show that goes beyond anecdotes. I doubt anyone is going to be saying, "Well, I guess Bigfoot might actually be real," after listening to this cast. That doesn't mean the show is bad, just a little gripe I had. The later part of the show's introduction rings far more true. We get a really great insight into the world of Bigfoot believers, especially the rational sect that believes in flesh and blood creature that follows the physical laws of our world. There are interviews with some of the most prominent Bigfoot proponents, as well as some interesting guests you may not expect. We look into the roots of Bigfoot origins, parables, comparisons to other ape men, and learn a bit about biological classifications. Some of the most fascinating information in this show is about environmental DNA, or eDNA. I really enjoyed learning about just how amazing and encompassing eDNA really is. There was a fair amount of content in the show I found educational and interesting. I also really enjoyed hearing people's stories and the lengths the Bigfoot fans go to search for Bigfoot and represent their adoration of Bigfoot. Who knew Bigfoot could support a whole merchandise empire? Here on Pod Applaud, I rate the shows on a 1 to 5 scale. 1 is silence, 2 is a slow clap, 3 is applause, 4 is a round of applause, and 5, of course, is a standing ovation. I give Wild Thing a 3 out of 5. Applause. The show is amusing while also being informative. It really shines when it is talking about the cryptids' relationship to society. Let's be real. If there was any actual compelling evidence to Bigfoot's existence, if we were hot on Bigfoot's trail, you'd probably already know about it. So I doubt anyone is actually going into the podcast with that mindset. I'd check out the show if you want to learn why a rational person in this day and age may consider Bigfoot's existence a debatable issue. If learning about mankind's relationship to other primates or the world of environmental DNA piques your interest, this show will also be a good match for you. So, that's been the show for today. I hope you found it valuable. If you wish to reach out to me, you can find me on Twitter @Podapplaud or send an email to podapplaud@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and please tune in again.